Good afternoon, this is Miss Tracy at K12 Next Generation. And today I'm going to review a lesson that I did yesterday with the students in Africa. And I'd like to share with you first the materials and then what we did. And if you'd like to get any of the materials that you see, if you send me an email at btracyh@gmail.com and you tell me what materials you'd like or a website that you'd like, then I'll try and send that to you. And this is called Chip Trading and Read Across America because I was able to find an activity that dealt with addition with using the spinners. And I made this, I copied this off, I laminated it, and I wanted to make sure that these things would swing and spin. So I actually mounted it on a piece of balsa wood. You want to make sure it's thick enough though so that it's not coming through. So I did two pieces. You can see that. Okay. And it's glued on. That's all. I just made the base, glued the pieces together, and then pushed pins in here with enough space so that they would spin. So we need our board. The activity came with a number of different boards, and this is the other one that you might want to use. Again, I laminated it, and that it just allows you to spin your two numbers and write them here. Maybe you actually go a little further than that. What's nice about laminating it is if you use the right kind of marker, you can wash it off and do it again. Okay. But today we're going to use the spinners. We're going to use our chip trading board, chips, the cards that I use with my numbers, and we're going to also use our tent numbers. Okay. We used them I think once before. If you don't have them, it's okay. And if you'd like to know where I got them, I'll be happy to tell you. We also want to use a piece of paper, okay, and a pen, so we can actually write our problem down as we're doing it here, just to double check that everything's the same. I'm only going to do one example, and then I'd like you to be able to go back and practice and play at home or in school, and then let me know how you're doing. I'm going to just put this down enough so you can see what we have. Alright, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to spin for my ones. And I don't like that spin. Let's try it again. Okay, good. 4. So we're going to put 4 ones on the board. And we're going to put the number 4 on the board as well. Now, I actually noticed that my students at the Cheery School in Africa did it a little differently, and I'll show you what they did. See if you can see. Okay, I spun a 9. What they do is they take and they put their number 9 on the board, and then they put the chips down. Now, we spun a 9, but we spun a 9 in the tens column. And so that means we have 9 tens. Another thing we did was we practiced counting by tens, so we actually were counting the right number in the tens column. So that's what we're going to do now. We're going to go 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90. So 9 in the tens column is 90. So the number that we spun is 94. And we're going to take a paper and a pencil and we're going to write down the number 94. Okay, 94. Okay, good job. Now we need a second number because we're going to add two numbers together. With our 94, get our spinner out again, and we're going to spin the ones, and of course this is actually the ones, and I should have reversed our colored pins. And we got another 4. We put 4 on the board. 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 4 here. And why don't we just do that now? That way, maybe I won't forget, and we have the yellow and the blue. Okay, 10. We've spun an 8, put in the tens column, and remember we're going to be counting now by tens so that we get the proper number. And we want 8, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80. 8 tens is 80. And the second number we spun was 84. So we're going to put down on our paper number 84. Okay. Now we're going to be doing addition. So we want to make sure we put the addition sign, and the line that goes under them actually means equals. So what we have here is 94 plus 84 equals, and now we have to find out what it equals. Now another thing we did was we made a logical guess. You do that in science. Okay? You kind of look at the things and then you make a guess or a hypothesis. And our guess is going to be, if we take our cards off now and we look at what we have here and here, we're going to make a guess. Are we going to have to do any chip trading, or will everything remain as is? So if you think we are going to have to trade, then put a Y on your paper with your problem. And if you don't think we're going to have to trade, put an N down on your paper. And then let's look and see what we have to do. Remember, we always start in the ones. So we're going to count how many we have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We have 8 ones, 8 ones. Okay, so the number 8 fits in the ones column. We don't have to do anything with it, really. Okay, let's look at the tens and count the tens column. We have 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, 110, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70. We have 170, or 17 tens. So let's get out 17 tens, or 170. This is 17. That's right. We can't do that. I can hear you all yelling, we can't do this. Has to be like this, doesn't it? So since it has to be like this, it means that we should have 7 tens, or 70, in the tens column. So I'm going to leave 7, 2, 4, 6, 7, and I'm going to take these off. This should be 100 if I take this off. So let's count them. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. It is. It's 100. So for the 110, we get 100 in a red chip. There's the 1. There's the 7. And we're going to bring the 1 down. And so 94 plus 84 should equal 178 when we add it on our paper, because that's what we got when we did it on the chipboard. Let's see. Okay. So we have the 4 plus the 4, and we know that's 8. Now we have the 9 plus the 8. Now a nice easy way to do 9 plus 8 is to think 8 plus 8 and 1, because most of us know right off that 8 plus 8 is 16. And then we're going to add the 1 to go up to the 9, so that we know that 9 plus 8 is 17. And write the 7 and carry the 1. And we're going to bring that 1 down, because it's zeros here. And our answer is 178. And that's exactly what we have on our board. I'm going to show you one other thing with our board, but first of all, did you say, yes, we were going to have to do some trading, or no, we weren't going to have to do some trading? Well, we didn't have to trade in the ones, but we certainly had to make a trade in the tens. And we had to trade 10 tens, or 100, for a red chip. So, you should have circled the Y for yes. And now I'm going to show you what we use our tent cards for. Because a lot of times they will ask us to write numbers as a standard number, which this is here, 110, or in expanded number form. And an expanded number form. I'm first going to form just the standard number. Okay, you're right. You can't see what I'm doing because I'm hiding, sort of. And that's why I'm trying to find the cards. Okay. All right, so I just filled it as a standard number. Okay. 178. You have 178. All right, now it says, show me the expanded form. And we pull this apart and it says 100 plus 70 plus 8. Okay. So we would write the expanded form this way. It would be 100 plus 70 plus 8 equals 178. And that's how it would look if we wrote it. Now, sometimes it's difficult to see how this would add when we're looking at it in a horizontal way. But let me show you, if I were to write this in expanded numbers in a vertical way, how this would add up. Okay, you would have 100 plus 70 plus 8. It's really important when you're writing them in a vertical form that you are staying in your place values. Okay, you see this? So now, when I add up the 1, I have 0 and 0 and 8, which would be 8. When I add up the 10s, I have 0 and 7, which is 7. And then I bring the 1 down. And so that's how I would get the 178. And that's how you would do an addition problem using your chipboards and your spinner from Read Across America, although you don't really have to. It's just kind of another fun way to do it. And how to practice doing expanded numbers with your tent numbers. And I look forward to seeing how you're doing. Remember, please email me if you would like any of the materials, or if there's something you'd like me to try and show you on the video. I'll try to do my best with that as well. So this is Miss Tracy saying good afternoon from K12 Next Generation.